Now you apply to a lot of schools and you've gotten quite a number of offers. How do you choose which school to eventually settle down with and pay and also resume? In this video, I'll be giving you a list of things that you need to check so that you can pick the best choice for you. So if you want to know the things that you should consider when selecting the school you will eventually resume at, then please keep on watching.
Everybody know I'm a visual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. Yes, you know I get it, I'm getting freaky. Yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on. Get that freaky, freaky on. Freaky. Get it right.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi, aka Petite Diva, and I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also a Developing Solutions Scholarship Award winner. In this educational series, I talk about the UK admission process, I talk about the UK visa application process, I talk about tips and tricks on how to enjoy your stay in the UK, and I also talk about tips and tricks on how to earn more money as an international student. So if you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to remind you that I offer some UK educational services, and those services include SOP writing, academic CV writing to boost your chances of getting an admission, and also offer the UK admission package. The services under the UK admission packages are me curating courses and schools that best fit you based on your educational background and your work experience, SOP writing. I would also write your academic CV and then help you apply to the schools that you eventually choose. Now, the UK admission packages has 3 different variants, and if you want to know about those 3 different variants or 3 different options, please check the description box for my email and send me an email if you want to use any of my services. And you can also join the Telegram group and send me a private message. Now, the link to the Telegram group is in the description box as well. And if you are not a part of the Telegram group and you want to get an admission into a UK university as an international student and want to be in the UK by 2023, then you are missing out, because there we share a lot of information. When people get their offers, they tell us in the group and how long it took. So there are some schools that gives admission in 3 days, 5 days. If you are in the group, you would have already known by now and you would have gotten your own admission, because people are looking for admission everywhere with Torchlight. But if you're in the group, you don't have to look so far. So if you want to join the Telegram group, please check the link in the description box. And let's get into this video. Now, you've applied to a lot of schools, different courses, same courses, whatever, and now you have the offer, the conditional offer or unconditional offer. Now you want to decide which school am I going to eventually settle down with, which school am I going to pay tuition, deposit, fees to get my cars. This list is to help you compare the school and then make the best choice. Now, the first thing to consider would be your pocket. Yes, a major factor to you settling down with any school is your pocket. So you have to look at your pocket, you have to look at what you can afford to pay, and also look at how much you have upfront to be able to decide which school to settle down with. Now, let's get into the main list. So that is a major factor, your pocket, but these are other factors to consider. Now, the first factor is really linked to the major factor, and that is the tuition fee. Can you afford to pay the tuition fee? It is 17,500. Can you afford to pay? Do you have at least 2/3 of the money? Those are the things you have to ask yourself. If another school is 11,000, is that a better choice for you based on your pockets? If the other school is 17.5, there are some other things you might be looking at. This is why you have to use the other factors and then make a list and compare. So what you do is you get all the schools, write them down, then answer each question based on the factor that I'm going to talk about, the factors I'm going to talk about, then look at it and decide the best one out of it. Now the second one is also linked to the first one, and that is the tuition fee deposit. Can you afford to pay it? Does 5,500 pay you? Does £200 as deposit fee pay you? £1,000 as deposit pay you? But you know that this deposit fee is also linked to the next thing I'm going to talk about, and that is an installment payment plan. Now, a school that says, okay, you can pay £1,000 as deposit, but you have to pay 50% of the remaining school fees before you even enroll, might not pay you. Another school that says £5,500 as deposit, and then the remaining school fees will be paid in 7 monthly installments, might pay you. You have to balance it. Now, the 5,500 at first to pay for deposit might also be the school that gives you cash faster. The school that says you pay 1,000 deposit might not give you the cash faster. So those are the kind of things that you have to look at. Now, the school that requires £1,000 as deposit might also tell you, like I said, to pay 50% of the remaining fees before you even register for your courses. By the time you look at the money, based on the school fees, it might be like £7,000 compared to the other one that says £5,500 as deposit, and then you pay the remaining fees in 7 monthly installments, and you will start maybe a month after enrollment. So you have like 2 months after you get to the UK to pay the first installment. So you have to look at it from that angle. Okay. The next one is the course modules. Before settling down for any course or any school, you're supposed to have looked at the course modules. Now, if you choose courses that are similar and have the same modules, this might not be something major to look at because basically all the courses have similar modules. Now, for some courses, even though they are the same course type in some schools, the course modules are different. Some might be really, really advanced. Some might be really, really technical. Some might be just basic that you could cope with. So you have to look at the modules and know, can I cope with it? Because you cannot afford to pay that kind of money and fail. If you fail, you cannot apply for any other visa. Apart from maybe tier 2. I'm not sure about that. But for post-study work visa, you cannot apply for it. Now, you need to consider that. You cannot pay pounds, and then go and fail. Okay. Another thing to consider is the English proficiency test required. Do you have to do IELTS or they've accepted your WAEC? Now, some people that say they cannot do IELTS, they will remove that school from their list of schools to consider. But if you are like me, that says there's nothing to it, just do the thing, especially if the school is a school with low tuition fee deposit, a great installment payment plan, like University of Hull, that was very cheap. I don't know if it's going to be cheap in next year, but it was very cheap. The deposit fee was £2,000, and then the remaining fees will be paid in 3 installments. 34% minus the 2,000 that you paid for the first installment, then 33%, and then 3%. But they require a C5 and above. From C5 and above in WAEC, they don't accept NECO. If you get an admission there and your only condition is to do the IELTS, based on the fact that school fees is like 11,000, 8,950, 9,750. Would you now abandon it, then go and pick a school that is maybe 15,000? IELTS is like 100,000 naira. Compare it. You want to pay extra 4,000 pounds because you don't want to sit down and do the IELTS. To me, that is not quite cost effective, or that doesn't mean not cost effective. So it's cost effective. That does not make financial sense at all. Sit down, do the test, and they save your 4,000. 4,000 pounds is a lot of money. Okay. The next one is the location of the school. People want to do London, but I hope you know that for proof of fund, the money that you're supposed to show for London is like 3,000 more than the money that you're required to show for outside London. And also, London is very expensive to live in, but it is where everything is happening, and where you can easily get a job. So you might have to also consider that fact. You might also have to consider the cost of living, especially for those that are coming with family. Because if you're coming with 2 children, 3 children, I don't necessarily think London is the best place for you to settle down with, because everything not die. So best, especially as a student, to go outside London, go to some places that the cost of living is very, very fair, so that you can at least save money, settle down well before deciding to go to the yuppie places, and then you would be able to settle without struggling. But another thing you can also consider, especially for those with family, is where you have family and friends, especially if you have kids, because childcare is very expensive. So if you are where you can get family and friends to help you and take care of your kids when you're working, it pays you. But you also have to consider some other things. Now, another thing you might consider, especially for those who don't like stress, is does the school require POF and a CAS interview before you can be given a CAS? Now, some schools require you to show your proof of fund, like as if you're showing it to the UKVI for visa application. You have to show a proof of fund that shows that you have your remaining tuition fee after the tuition fee deposit, and also your maintenance fee, and it has been in your account for more than 28 days, or at least 28 days. So you have to submit that statement of account for some schools. You also have to fill like a CAS mandatory questionnaires for some school, like T-side. So they are going to ask you some questions. You must answer it well. I've looked at the questions for T-side, and it looks similar to what when they used to ask when they used to have face-to-face interview, that's tele interview for visa. That's basically the kind of questions that they are going to ask you. Now, if you don't pass those questions, you might get your visa denied. So I think what those schools are trying to do is preempt any visa denial, because it really affects their rating and affects some of the things that they are entitled to if they have a lot of students that have their visa refused. So those schools like to preempt it. So if you fill the mandatory questionnaire and do the pre-CAS interview and you fail, they might not give you your unconditional offer or give you the CAS, or they might tell you to repeat it for the ones that are telling you to write, or something like that. So some people don't want that stress. They really don't want to they don't want to be under pressure, or they don't know what to feel for the form, so they just avoid those kind of schools. But if you are someone that you know what you're doing and know how to write and convince people, then it's not a problem for you. Another thing to check out is the course with a placement option or study abroad or advanced practice, especially if the course is not one that is on the shortage list and does not increase your chances of getting a tier 2. Now, some people don't mind doing any course because they already have their own plans. So they have plans to get a tier 2 visa that might not be linked to their course. So the point of it is just to go and study any course, get inside the UK, and then cross to the other visa after you are done with your school. So they don't mind. They even just want a 1-year course. Some people want to get a tier 2 job based on their degree and based on what they've been doing before. For those that want that option, as you all know, I always advise do a placement year to get UK work experience. So if you're thinking of getting a tier 2 job based on your course, a placement year option or a course with a placement option or industrial experience or whatever it's being called in your school would pay you more than a 1-year course. Another thing to consider is the length of your course. Now, by the time you get the offer letter, you can actually see the length of days of your course. If your course is less than 365 days, that's a problem, because 2 days, 1 day can cost you 2 months on your student visa. I've said it in another video. If your course length is above 365 days, you are entitled to 4 months extra on your 12 months visa. So that would be 16 months. Now, if it is less than 365 days, that's 364, 362, 360, you are only entitled to 2 months. So while others are getting 16 months visa, you will be getting 14 months visa. And that 2 months, when you are no more a student, is probably when they are going to do your graduation. It's also probably when you can apply for the post-study work visa, because it is probably when your school board would have sat on your results and said, oh, this person has passed. So if you don't have confirmation from your school that you have passed, you cannot apply for the post-study work visa, which after paying that money, because of 2 months, or rather because of 2 days, you have lost not only 2 months to work, but also the chance to apply for post-study work visa. So please and please always check your offer letter, and if it's less than 365 days, you can let them know. If they can change it, they will change it. You explain that you need the extra 2 months and the rest, and if they cannot change it, you might have to choose another school. Okay, now the last one is to research about the international office and the African team if you are from Africa or Asia or whatever is specific to whatever country you're watching my video from, or you're applying to the school from. Research about the international office, research about your specific continent team, to make sure that they get sense, they have sense, because some of them are very silly. They are not in tune with the peculiarities of the issues that international students have. They are just there to work. They give very vague answers. They don't want to even help you and check for some things or help you to smoothen the way out or smoothen things for you. So you have to check if the international team of the school has sense. And how you check is to go online, go to some Telegram groups and hear what they are saying, or WhatsApp group and hear what they are saying before you decide, because some will give you problems. They don't like peace, they like problems. So you have to check that one. But for some people, even if the international office doesn't have sense, as long as other things are clicking, they can ignore. they always find their way out. So it's not like a major factor to consider, but it could help you stay in the school be a little bit better. So you might just consider it or discard it if you know how to find your way. Now, the major thing to also consider is to pray. Yes, pray for God's guidance here. Pray that you choose the school that will favor you. Pray that you choose a place that will favor you. Pray that you choose a place that you will thrive, you will succeed, you will achieve your dreams, and not end up in a place where it's so much lamentation that will occur. So in all things, put it in God's hands and ask for the divine guidance to choose the right places. So we've come to the end of this video. I hope you liked it. I hope it helps you a lot. Remember, if you want to contact me, check the description box for my email address or join the Telegram group. I advise joining the Telegram group because a lot of information I shared. I might not know everything. People are doing things and getting information and they're sharing it, especially with the application process. I advise joining the Telegram group. There are a lot of real-time information that is being shared and you need to check it out. Like for instance, a couple of days ago, someone shared that they've gotten an admission at University of Salford. Now, University of Salford, I slept on that website looking for open spaces for January intake, and at that point in time they said it was closed. They are no more accepting any January intake. But when that person noticed that they were open, the person applied and got an admission in 3 days and shared it in the group. Now a lot of people have gone to apply. Now I did not know that they had opened the application process again. Apparently maybe the people they gave admission could not fulfill their offer condition because they request 5,500 as tuition fee deposit. So maybe a lot of people could not fulfill that condition and they reopened some courses. So they reopened the application for some courses and a lot of people are going to apply. Now, by the time you watch this video, I am sure they've closed the application. But if you were in the Telegram group, you would have been part of the people that have applied. So join the Telegram group. Okay? It's a no scam zone and I have a lot of rules. But when you get there, you would enjoy it. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.